Okay, one of my favorite techniques is the switch kick, but I see some common problems that a lot of students or a lot of fighters are making. So I want to talk about today the 4 biggest mistakes that I see people make while doing the switch kick. So let's go through them. Okay, the first thing I see people do a lot is they try to move both feet at the same time. They order their feet. And what I mean by that is a lot of people try to do their switch, but they almost make it more of like a jump. They kind of jump and they switch both feet at the exact same time. Now, although this can be effective, I can jump, switch my feet, and then kick really fast. What I'm not a fan about doing with that is it doesn't create any extra momentum or any extra power. So rather than move both feet at the exact same time, I'm a fan of having your front foot coming backwards just a little bit and then your back foot coming forward. And what this does, when I go front foot, back foot, 1, 2, I'm actually creating forward momentum. And I can use that momentum to give me more power into my kick. Or if I'm doing like a knee, for example, it's the exact same footwork, gives me more drive and power into my knee. Or if I want to get fancy, I can even switch my feet that same way, get more momentum coming into my cross. I prefer to have that same footwork for all those different techniques. I don't want to make my switch kick look one way, but then my switch cross look a different way, because then I can't use them together. Okay, I want to connect them. I want to use one to fake and disguise the other one. So I got to have my footwork look the exact same way. So if me and Bobby are working here, again, going slow, my front foot's going to come backwards a little bit. My back foot's going to come forward a little bit, and then the kick that was in front, or the leg that was in front, throws the kick. So again, it's going to be 2 individual steps, 1, 2, and then I kick. But again, when I do a full speed, it's going to look like a jump. It's going to go fast enough that it looks like both feet are moving at the exact same time. But if you actually listen to the kick, you're going to hear 2 steps every single time. Pop up, and then the kick comes afterwards. One more time. Front foot's going first, my back foot's going second. 2 steps into my kick. And that just puts a little more momentum, a little more body weight coming forward. And again, I can use that exact same footwork if I want to set up my knee, or use that exact same footwork to set up my cross. And it creates forward momentum, which is going to give me way more power. The second common mistake I see people make on their switch kick is they switch too big. Okay? A lot of times I see people, they've got great fundamentals with their feet. They're moving at the right time, or the correct foot is moving first, but people are switching really big. The bigger my feet step, the slower my kick is going to be. The also more telegraphed and more obvious my kick is going to be. So when I do my switch kick, this is just a little analogy, a little thing that kind of got in my head. I almost imagine I'm standing on a lily pad. Okay, it's a small little circle. I want to switch really small to set my kick up. I don't want to be standing on a giant tire or a surfboard or something bigger that's going to be a bigger step. So when I'm doing my switch kick, it's very small steps to get my kick going. And the smaller I step, the faster it's going to be. The bigger I step, the slower it's going to be. So let's make our switch steps as small as possible to make them fast as possible, make it harder for him to see it coming. The next mistake I see people make a lot of times is they forget where the kick starts. And what I mean by that is a lot of people will start their kick when their foot is leaving the ground. So I'll see people come out here, they're kind of going slow, and then they go for a fast kick at the end. And they're moving around here, they kind of have like a relaxed switch, and then they rip the kick afterwards. The kick does not start when the foot goes on the way to my target. The kick starts the moment my switch step starts. So from the very first second that my front foot moves, everything's got to be fast and explosive. I got to go fast, fast, fast all the way through. I can't be slow and relaxed and then go for a fast kick at the end. So biggest thing to kind of keep mentally in mind, your kick starts when your feet start moving, not when your foot is going to the target. So really focus on that one. Okay, last one here is one of the biggest pet peeves that I have is where our kick lands. Okay, keep in mind how our feet are stepping and switching. When I do my switch kick, my front leg's going backwards, my back leg is going forwards. Okay? So now when I do my kick, I see a lot of people land their foot in front. If I land my foot in front, I'm closer to Bobby than how I started at, okay? I want to be back here, and because my back foot is going forwards before my kick, I need to make sure my back foot goes backwards after my kick. My goal is to finish at the exact same range or distance that I started at, okay? So again, I'm here, my front foot moves, my back foot moves, I've taken a step forward, so now when I kick them, I need to get that foot right back. I'm in my stance, I kick, I set down, I get back. I kick, I get down and get back. If I don't, if I land that kick in front, I'm giving him some great counters after I kick him. Because his arms are over here blocking the kick, a cross is a common counter. And if I'm able to kick Bobby and get away afterwards, I'm safer from that cross. However, if I kick him and I land here, boom, now I'm just walking right into that punch. Another common one is going to be his right leg. If I, especially like the low kick is my favorite one. Whenever I have somebody try to kick me and land their switch kick in front, I love chopping out their leg. So if I kick him and I land here, that's a great position for him to kick my leg hard. But if I land that kick behind and I step back, it's harder for him to hit me afterwards. So again, the rule is because my right foot's moving forward during my switch step, I need to make sure I put my right foot back where it started at before the kick ever started. Okay? That's my next one here. One little exception here. The only time I ever land that kick in front is if I'm going to continue throwing more stuff afterwards. So if I want to go with my switch kick and I want to set down into my hands, that's different because I'm going to continue my attack. If I want to go into my switch kick and set down into my knee, or switch kick, set down into my elbow, as long as I'm landing that kick in front, I have to throw something afterwards. However, if I'm throwing my punches and I kick at Bobby and I'm done, I don't want to be hanging out here. It's way too dangerous. If your kick is the last thing that you're throwing, let's kick and let's exit safely as opposed to finishing when we're still in that danger zone. Okay? Those are four of my biggest, most common mistakes I see from students and from fighters. Let's work on cleaning those things up, making that switch kick as good as we can possibly make it.